Hello, everybody. Hi, everyone. Happy Saturday. Hello, everyone. Please like and share as you come in. Happy Saturday to you guys. Please like this live stream. We're not going to be here for a long time. I was going to do this video yesterday, but um, I had other videos that was on. So I'm just going to wait for a couple of more minutes so that others could join us as well. All right. Be... Hello, guys. Can you? Oh, okay, a few of you are already here. I'm just gonna leave this till I finish that. So, hi everyone, happy Saturday. Just gonna do a quick introduction for those of you who are joining me for the first time. My name is Wemimo, and I'm also known as Thatmumof5 and also known as TMO5 Kanduko. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for always coming back. So, according to the title, just gonna be talking about the video that Just Adetone shared yesterday. So I decided not to do this on StreamYard where we could have watched the video together. Reason why I didn't put it there was because the video, obviously there are some videos or there are some there are some scenes or videos in there are some aspect of a video that if you share it on YouTube, it's too sensitive for YouTube, even though there's nothing about being sensitive in it. Okay, so hence why I did not bring this so we could watch the video together on on StreamYard. So the video is about a young boy. In fact, let's hear the story together. You all know Just Adetone, right? So Just Adetone was one of the people that got involved in the case of Celine and Afiba. If you guys can remember, she was one of the people that got involved with the case of Celine and Afiba before Ben Samuel said that she's a cloud chaser. And I think the back info I heard as to why she withdrawn from the case of Celine and Afiba was because apparently where she lives in the UK, she and Mr. Samuel probably or apparently live in the same city. It's just like me and somebody living in the same street or in the same city in Glasgow. So that was the inside or the backyard story I heard that both Just Adetomo and Ben Samuel that they live in the same city in the UK. So hence why she was like, no, it's too close to home. So with that being said, let's watch this video together, okay? And also, Just Adetomo was also one of the people, I would say one of the activists when it comes to like any issue that has got to with children, either in Lagos or any part of Nigeria. As long as she hears the story, she'll come out here, put it out here, put the police on blast, and put all of these NGOs to reach out to to the person. And also she was also involved in the case of Mobad. I think a few of the videos she did with Mobad that saying that she was talking to Mobad, like she was maybe communicating with the spirit of Mobad. I find that cringy, but who am I to to say what she was doing was fake? It's not. I'm not in the person to do that. So this someone contacted her about this young boy. So let's listen to the story together, okay? Good afternoon, fellow citizens of Nigeria. My name is Just Adetone. So I just got a call now. And in this video, she was raging. So there's a boy
What they just buy now for Abeokuta. He never reach 1 hour, the boy don't buy. Now, so they said these students, this teacher bought dustbin and then put it in the classroom and told the students that they should not break it. Jokingly, the boy said, is it not that only people used to buy it?
And to be honest, if you've ever attended a public primary school before, I will share a story of when I used to be in a public primary school. If you've ever attended a public primary school before, things like brooms, bin, dustpan, cane, na parents of the children they buy them. It is not the school that is providing for it. This is me sharing my experience of when I was in a public primary school. Any public primary school, when it comes to cane that they are going to use to flog the kids, canes, bins, bucket for drinking water or whatever, and dustpan, it is the parent of the children that will often buy it and use it to send their children. That is, if every child in the classroom will have to come with each of those items. If you've ever attended a public primary school before and you experienced this, please let me know in the comment section so it doesn't seem as if I'm coming across giving fake story, okay? So let's keep listening to her.
The teacher found it offensive and went to report to the principal. I'm doing this video. I'm calling the attention of the Commissioner of Police, the Inspector General of Police, Commissioner for Youth and Development. I've already spoken to her. The PAM said, the governor of Ogun said, everybody involved, all of you should come out. Now, the principal now instructed the teacher that he should discipline the students. This teacher went ahead and gave these children 164 strokes of the
164 strokes of cane. Like, let's listen to it and then I will narrate it back to you guys.
Each. Once he was beating them, and he just started to throw, collapsed and hit his head on the floor. And he was rushed to the hospital. Even before they rushed him, the teachers abandoned him there. Along the line, they saw that he was unresponsive. They took him and rushed him to the hospital. Ariyo go to the hospital, Ariyo don't die, Ariyo don't die. Ariyo don't die. Hey, body driver for me, let's go to the now. Now, Ariyo buy finish. A particular government official is giving directive and instruction that they should go ahead and bury the boy immediately. A boy that don't die not even up to 1 hour as I speak. Please, yo! What to come now, how can you fix a boy because of just 164
strokes of cane?
Commissioner, Governor Bradu. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm just telling you this so that everybody will be aware. I am on my way to Abeokuta. And anything will happen for that school, and me and that minister, the commissioner, I be that government official, I'm ready to stand by it. I'm ready to stand by it. If anybody need that costume money, bury that child before I get to Abeokuta, and you people will understand who just what the tone is.
So you guys heard from that story there. According to what Adetonwa just said, that is a school in Ogun State in Abeokuta, and that the teacher bought a bin into this classroom and said to the students, don't break this bin. We all know how students will be. They could turn that bin to a football. That the teacher said to the students that don't break this bin. And one of the students, which was Yario, jokingly said, Shebi, it's our money that was used to buy the bin. And the teacher took offensive, or the teacher got offended based on what this child said, and it's the truth, okay? The teacher was offended by what the boy said, went to go and report the boy to the head teacher, whom I believe is a principal, and the principal gave the teacher the authority to discipline the said boy. So the boy's name is Ariyo. So the principal gave the teacher the authority to discipline Ariyo for saying, Shebi, it's our money that you used to buy the bin. Upon getting back into the classroom, it was alleged that the teacher rallied up the boy. Looking at his image from the Philips, Ariyo should be maybe between the age of, I think it's maybe between, I'm just guessing, I don't have a certain age. It should be probably be between the age of 14 to 17, between that age range, because on the bed, it looks quite tall. So I don't have his confirmed age, right? Please, guys, like this live stream. So good morning, Abby. How are you? Happy Saturday. So the principal gave the teacher permission to go and discipline the boy. The teacher went back into the class, rallied up Ariyo, and gave him 162 strokes of cane. Yes. Not 62, 164 strokes of cane. Yes. If you've ever been a student in Nigeria before, you know what one stroke of a cane on your bare skin feels like. Not talk of 164. So according to the story that I just started to narrated, so the teacher, gave the boy Ariyo 164 strokes of cane. So after doing that, at some point when they realized that Ariyo was, obviously from that beating, he fell. Abby, to be honest, I don't know. I don't know if now work out or just because the boy jokingly said, shebi it's our money that it was used to purchase the bin in the like dustbin. So upon whipping this boy, the boy collapsed, and in the process of him collapsing, he hit his head on the floor. So they thought it was a joke. They still left him there. Okay, they still left Ariyo on the floor, and when they realized that he was not moving, after a while, they decided to take him to the hospital. It was on the arrival to the hospital that they declared Ariyo dead. Yes. So Ariyo was taken to an hospital. He was pronounced dead. And according to I just started told that a certain person in the government, I don't know who that person, I don't know how that person is related to the school, gave an order that they should go and bury that boy. I swear to God. Amo, hello Adebipe, how are you? I swear to God, if I don't go to prison before police get there, I forbid any of this happen to me or to any of my family member or to any of you watching out there. But I will go to jail. A whole child, 164 strokes of cane. The boy collapsed. I'm getting quite emotional about this because saying this story just kind of reminds me of, like I said, when I attended a public primary school. And I was quite young when I attended that public primary school. So a certain government official, wherever, I don't know who that person is, gave an order that the boy Ariyo should go and be buried barely an hour after he was pronounced dead. And I don't think that boy's parents has been notified of what happened to him. So a child who went to school left his parents' bosom to go to school. You did what you had to do, all in the guise of disciplining him. He fell, hit his head. He was non-responsive. You left him there thinking he was playing, joking. When they realized that he was not, he was not moving, he was not responding, they rushed him to the hospital where he was declared dead. And a stupid animal, a stupid he or she goat, now said the boy should go and be buried. A boy that has parents, that has a family, that's from a community. You said he should go and be buried. Have you notified his parents of what happened? God, like when I was watching that video yesterday, I was raging. See, even though this child was not related to me, if I were to be in that Abeokuta that yesterday when that story, I swear to God, I would go to jail. So they now said that this boy should go and be buried. They said the boy should go and be buried. I'm just going to quickly share my experience of being in a primary school. So my parents lived in the area of Yaba, Yaba. They had my two brothers and I think myself in Yaba. So I remember clearly between the ages of 4 and 5, my dad moved to his own house in Shangisha. So if you know Shangisha, Magodo, CMD, that's the area we moved to. We live among animals, Abby. So my parents moved from, I'm just going to quickly recomment. Adebipe said, wow, what a evil teacher, and is seriously angry, right? Exactly, like I'm so angry and upset right now. I'm trying to hold back my tears. The teacher is insane. In fact, the principal, the teacher, and other teachers that were there, because I would have imagined that other teachers would have been there watching him flog that boy. That the principal, the teacher, and other teachers that were there should all be rounded up. They should all be rounded up. As for the teacher that did the flogging, I swear to God, Now to tie him for up, commode the stool from beneath his legs. That is the only justice that could be given to that boy. That teacher that did the flogging, raise him or her up, remove the stool from beneath him. That would be the only justice that could be given to that boy. So, yes, as accomplices, Abby. Hello, Michael Brown. So, that's a quick story of when I attended a local public primary school. So we moved from Yaba area to Shangisha. Now, if you look back to Shangisha, Magodo CMD is a very developed area now. Barely will you find any old buildings. So we moved there, and I remember clearly, I was between the ages of 4 and 5. So the first school my parents enrolled me to was K2 Primary School. If you lived in Lagos, if you're a Nigerian, I'm sure you know K2 Primary School. It's along Ikosi K2 Road. Ikosi Primary, there's Ikosi Secondary School and there's K2 Primary School. In fact, K2 Primary School and Ikosi Secondary School, they're just adjacent to each other on the same road. So I was, my parents took me there. Obviously, what do I know? I think that was me just starting school. I think, like I said, I was between the ages of 4 and 5. So my parents enrolled me in that school. And I remember clearly the school giving my mom a list of what to buy for the fact that I'm starting school. The list included brooms, buckets. I don't know what they want to use bloody bucket for. Buckets and towel, cane, like egba, cane that they will use to whoop your nyash if you misbehave. Those were part of the list that my mom was giving to buy. And Michael Brown said, this thing is happening everywhere, but no one to report it to the media. God save us and our family. I swear, Michael Brown. So these were things that were listed for my mom to buy. So yeah, my mom did, she bought the things and I was enrolled. And I would say, to be honest, when I started that school, I think I was only in that school for about 4 weeks. And I think the reason why my parents decided to move me away from that school was because I had no younger siblings. And I had 2 older brothers. So my brothers were still going to their school, St. Timothy College in Yaba. So most mornings they would drop me and they would go on their own. But obviously, maybe it was get to a stage whereby my brothers are now, in their senior years at school, so they will have to leave home most of the time. My parents decided to move me away from that school, and I was so thankful because I was always getting into trouble. I was looking for trouble all the time. I was not really a wayward child, like maybe stubborn child, but through that time that I was in that, I think I was in that primary school for a term, and then my parents moved me away. And then upon moving me, they moved me to Caleb International Primary School. So I believe that Caleb Primary was the first primary school of Caleb ever. Like I said, if you live in Shangisha, if you know Shangisha K2 Magodo CMD Road, you will know Adeyemi Oshikomaya Road. So Adeyemi Oshikomaya Road kind of like leads to Kasimu Street. So that Caleb school was on that road. So that was I'm sure I'm one of those, evergreen student of Caleb. I remember I was in that Caleb school for a few years, and then Caleb moved away, and then I was sent to Ejide Primary School, Ejide Nigerian Primary School. After that first public school, every other school I went to were private primary schools. So, and I remember clearly going to school in Nigeria. I can't remember when a teacher actually flogged me that my parents will have to come to school to say, how dare you? No, because there was like the kind of teachers we had then, it cannot be compared to the kind of teacher we have now. No, I remember my primary school days clearly. Maybe one stroke of cane. That's you. That's you. Remembering secondary school, most of the time, obviously, the teachers are very, very careful about, beating you, because they know you could have a gang out of school. And if they misbehave, beat you anyhow, you can go and wait by the corner of the school for them and, teach them a lesson. So most time, secondary school teachers are very, very careful about, beating. This is me sharing experience of when I was in secondary school in Nigeria. By the way, I attended Maryland Comprehensive Secondary School in Ikeja. The only time during my years of being in secondary school that I think maybe it was only once or twice a teacher actually used a cane on me. Most of the time, the teachers will send you out of the class because they believe that was a bigger punishment for you. That is, if you miss them teaching in class. So they are teaching in class, but you are not in the class listening to the lesson, right? They believe that's a bigger punishment for you. So most times, they will send you out of class or give you a couple of strokes of cane, ask you to kneel down, raise your hands up in the sun. These are the punishment I remembered getting while I was in secondary school. So should we now say that the teachers back then were much better than the kind of teachers we have now? So a teacher punished a boy 164 strokes of cane. Oh my God. I swear to God, I'll go to jail. I will go to jail. And let me go and read the comment under that video that just Adetone came. Mr. Ben Samuel, you are a very, very stupid e-goat. Abby, you know Ben Samuel, right? This Andrew Ochekwo, Selena Afiba, accomplice. That man is a stupid e-goat. You remember you have a son who's actually studying university as well. And please, anybody who's watching this video should forward and tag that Mr. E-goat with an express of a head. Tag him to this video. You guys need to see the comment he dropped under just Adetone's video when Adetone was, when Adetone was sharing this video. Let me go and find that video. I was gonna drop a comment for him, but I was like, there's no point dropping a comment. I will address him in this video. Mr. Ben Samuel, you are a fool and uneducated idiot. That's what you are. And it's a shame that you are a father. Yes, it's a blatant shame that you are a father. See that your blogging career you want to start on social media, it will not work. That your blogging career that you want to start on social media, it will not work. It's me and you on this street of YouTube. Let me find that video and I'll read the comment. The stupid man with a express on his head, with no iota of hair on his head to help him think. I'll read his comment to you guys. Let me find that video of him, just Adetone. Let me find his comment under just Adetone. I don't think he dropped it under just Adetone. It must have been under Linda Ikeji, because another news channel shared that video of just Adetone. Guys, please bear with me. Let me find it. I really want to read his comments out the way he wrote it, so that I'm not making up anything. Abby, he has not rested though. He's still constituting nuisance. At the end of the day, your bloody friend that was spied is never going to come back. The other day, you were showcasing your son going to university. Why don't you send your son to your country, your village, your country, to go to university? I'm trying to find this post. I can't remember under the comment. Let me see if it's under this post. So it was on this tablet. Like, so this is it. I hope you guys can see his name there. Let me read out what he said. So he said, are we really going to trust this influencer? That is just Adetone he was referring to. Given her history of instability. He said, it's important not to take her claims at face value. Mr. Ben Samuel, you the craze. Let's say Friday night shayo where you dey shayo, you don't enter your brain. Your brain no dey function well again. He said the Nigerian police should conduct a thorough investigation. So the Nigerian police that you are entrusted to conduct a thorough investigation on your friend Andrew that was spied. Till today, did the police give you the reports of what happened that they ended up spying Andrew? Did they? Mr. E-goat, did they? The Nigerian police should conduct a thorough investigation. Did you not hear what she said? That barely an hour after that boy was taken to an hospital, a certain government official said they should go bury the boy. A boy that has a parent, a boy that has a family, a boy that came out of a community. I don't care if it is Tinubu that asked them to go and bury that son. Tinubu must come down. You are now sitting down there, open your gutter of a mouth, saying that the police, should people trust what just Adetone is saying? Are you crazy? Let me keep reading his comment. Oh, he continued. The Nigerian police should conduct a thorough investigation to uncover the truth before she make the community spied innocent teacher. So, from what we've all heard, how has what just Adetone said about community spying a teacher? Did she say anything about community spying a teacher? Mr. Ben Samuel, education is not a scam. Oh. Ben Samuel, Education is not a scam. You can still go back to school at your old age, and it will do you a lot of good so that your blogging career can function well. And by the way, you and I know education for your age mates in the UK is free of charge. In fact, they will give you bursary on top. They will give you bursary on top, so you don't have to leave your job. You can still work part-time. Education is actually not a scam. Education is free. You can go back, because it's a different case to listen, and it's a different case to assimilate, understand, and be able to say something. But whatever it is you have dropped there from your gutter of your mouth is utter nonsense. He continues saying, as we all know, she seems to have a pattern of using other people's pain to gain attention. How is, in fact, she seems to have a pattern of using other people's pain to gain attention and stir up controversy. Let's ensure that any claims are backed by solid evidence before jumping to conclusion. Samuel, you will enter plane, go to that Abeokuta and do what Adetoun said she wants to go and do. If you really say you are an investigator, maybe you talk, say you are now an investigative journalist, right? You are now an activist. An activist where they laugh like person will get chin for one corner of the cheek of your mouth. If you really want to say yes, before you can actually sit behind camera, before you can actually sit behind your bloody keyboard and criticize people's actions or what they are doing, maybe you should go into Nigeria and step into their shoes first. Go into Nigeria and step into their foot first before you can now open your gutter of your mouth to talk. So the same police that you do not trust, for them to give you a concrete report of what happened to the pine of Andrew Ocheko, they are now the ones you are now asking to go and investigate a case. Like, do you even hear the fact that a boy was given 164 strokes of cane? I swear to God, let any teacher do that to my child, we go enter jail together. A few months ago, a head school at my son's school, a head teacher, or whatever they call them, was shouting at my son. And I could just tell my son's attitude when he changed. He came in home, it was so broody, he was trying to say hello to me, and I could see the tears well up in his eyes. And I was like, what happened? He said, Mom, I've not done anything. And I was trying to explain myself, and the head teacher was screaming at me. Immediately I hear that screaming, I knew it was close of day. I sent an email straight away. I copied the education minister in Scotland to it. I copied all the other high school teachers I know that, if it ever happens again, that he raises his voice at my child at school, he will explain to me where in the education curriculum that you as a teacher has a right to scream at my child, because you pamper your own child in your own house, and then you're now screaming at my own son. And the fact that you asked my son a question as to what happened, you don't allow him speak, and then you shout at him. I got an apology first thing the following morning via an email. And I'm going to re-comment and then we'll move on. He's always on the wrong side of things, Abby. Always on the wrong side of it. And like I said, it's just me and you. Maybe you used to be cursed well. Because of you, I'll go and learn how to curse people. That your blogging channel career you want to stand on this YouTube, it will not work. And then people said, when I was in school, some of the punishment I received was cutting the grass. Those are the kind of punishment we know. But which one is 164 strokes of cane? And what the boy said was not wrong anyways, because as a public school, the things, broom, bin, it is the parents that provide those things. It is the parents of students that provide those things, except maybe the government in Ogun State have now bottled up and started providing those things to the school anyways. But from my experience of I shared of when I attended a local primary school, public primary school, bin, bucket to fetch water that you'll be drinking in class with cup we put on top of it. That was how we drink water. They will get a bucket, water in it, put it in the corner of the classroom, and with maybe 2 or 3 cups on top. So if you want to drink water, you go there and take water. It's the parents that provide those things. So the boy was not wrong. Okay, fine, yes, maybe he disrespected you as an adult. 164 strokes of cane. Like, why are children like So, Abby said, I was going to say that to add to the list the entire Mom5 mentioned. They asked us to bring hoe and cutlass. Correct, Abby. Although I personally never got punished that way, but some people being punished that way. I've been, even though in a normal day, you don't even have to commit any offense for you to be asked to go and cut grass. We were the laborers. in school then. You cut grass, yes, every Fridays, or I think maybe every Wednesdays or on Fridays. That is when we go out and cut grass. And then if you offend the teacher, if the teacher is fearful of you, because during my time then at secondary school, we have a few of my classmates that move with all of these students in Unilag. Some of them, they have maybe siblings who are in Unilag, so they will complain that, oh, teacher did this to me, or the teacher is toasting me, and then those ones will go and wait in the corner for the teacher. So they are fearful. In fact, my set, I know of a few students who they not burn any teacher, will make any teacher touch them for school, no matter what they do, because they know that if you step out of school, that student they've messed up with in school has their own gang outside of school. So now there are so many ways you can actually discipline a student while in school. And with the current situation of Nigeria right now, high cost of inflation, food has skyrocketed, everything has skyrocketed. And this child, do you know if he actually had breakfast before he left home for school? Do you know if that child was battling an underlying health condition? Do you know maybe that morning he refused to go to school because his parents could not give him food? But because his parents want him to go to school, they said, oh, go to school. There have been times whereby, now this is me not saying that my parents were poor at that time. No, there have been times whereby I was like, my mom was cooking a certain type of food, and I was like, no, I'm not going to go to school until that food is done and I take it to school. My mom said, "Dupe, I lost to school. I'll bring the food for you." What if his parents told him that, because I'm expecting Mama Lagbada to bring me so money for food, you go to school, I'll come and give you money at school. What if that child did not even has not had any meal? What if he has an underlying health condition? What if he was actually sick? We all know what is happening right now, what is going on in Nigeria right now. And you beat a child 164 strokes of cane. And I've read, let me read comments. People were like, how did you know it was 164 strokes of cane? And I pray those of you with such comment express such. Let me continue with the comment that this Afaridon Godimakpa, what he said. He continued. So somebody gave it to him in the comment section saying, senseless comment coming from an empty brain and a fire himself. Yes, this person called him a killer himself. And he replied the person saying, I'm not going to read this comment to that person because, the way he is always very, very insultive. He goes to go learn. But to sabi course, na MSc you get for that one. MSc for common sense, MSc for brain, get. But to be insulting people, to cause them to be cursing and swearing in darkness, you get MSc and BSc for that one. Continue with it because whatever you dish out to people, you will get. And then somebody replied him saying, I really do not trust anything that police has tagged to. Same here. Let people go to the school and make inquiries. Absolutely. And this is what Adeton is just going there to do. And her actions are justifiable. She's a mother, for goodness sake. And no child deserves to go to school and not return back home to his family. That child now will never return back home. His parents will never see him again. What if he's an only child? What if he's an only child of his mother? What if he's his only son in that family? You all know as Africans how we cherish male children. Focusing on the wrong things. Exactly. You don't even have to be a mother. Absolutely, Abby. This person said, let somebody go to the school to make inquiry from classmates. There will be classmates there. There will be lots of students there. Because obviously it happened in a class. And luckily, thankful God that the boy was still alive to say what happened. So if he's now replying the person that said, let somebody go to the school to investigate what happened, he's now replying that person that, that's jungle justice you are looking for. Jungle justice, that somebody should go to school. Yeah, they could take a police together, but I don't trust police going there on their own to carry out any stupid investigation. So he is now saying that for somebody to go to the school and find out what happened is jungle justice. Ben Samuel. Like I'm saying, school is free Education is free in the UK. Even at your age, you can still go back to school. Yes, and I love the fact that people are giving him gbas in the comments. Hello, UK family, how are you? I love the fact that people are giving him gbas because they know his reputation on social media. Friend of a killer. Friend of a killer. And I'm not putting alleged. Show me your friend and you tell me, and I will tell you who you are. Birds of the same feather. Why would you not think that she's chasing clout? Because obviously, how can a freaking old man like you, who has a son and a daughter, be opening nude images that has been sent to you, and you don't find anything wrong with it? Like I said, you are lucky saying abroad today. Go Nigeria. All this nonsense you are doing, go to Nigeria and do it. Go to Nigeria and do it. And all those girls that you are portraying on your page every Friday, I hope they are going home after you've done with them. I hope they are going home. Okay? And from now, any of your videos that I see a girl with you, I'm going to screenshot that video so that I can come and check with you if that girl left your house to go home. Yes, because we know what you are capable of. You and your friend. Show me who your friend is and I'll tell you who you are. Those girls of you dancing in club, I need to go. In fact, I need to go to your page now and start screenshotting those girls. And then I'll be checking. Yes, this is me on your case to make sure that those girls, did they leave your house to go home? Because we don't want sorry states. We don't want story of they are looking for them. So a young boy was beaten by his teacher under the guise of punishment. He collapsed, passed out. During that process, he hit his head. They thought he was joking. They thought he was playing. Hello, Cindy Emmanuel, my beautiful sister. How are you? Happy weekend. They thought he was joking. And when they found him not responding, when they realized that he was not responding, they rushed him to the hospital where he was declared dead. And they said, in fact, for those of you who are just joining me, let's watch that video again by Adetong. They said the certain government, whatever, said they should go and bury the child barely an hour after that thing happened. Have they notified his parents? This boy get parental. This boy has his own family. Have they been notified of what happened at school? Have they been notified? And I was so happy, like, you know, as a parent, if you have money to jackpa. And this is going to take me back to sharing the story of when my daughter was racially abused at school. She was 8 years old. The school did not tell me anything about it. And my other daughter, my second other daughter, she's just like me, fierce. This one will fight finish before she even remembers that she wants to go and report it to a teacher. She's much more calmer now. You know, she's grown. So when that incident happened at school, she got home and said, "Oh, mom, so person called, they called my daughter too." And I'm like, "What?" And I look at the time, school already closed. The following morning, I was expecting the school to call me first thing in the morning. There was nothing. I stormed the school straight away. And I said, I need to speak to the head teacher. And they said the head teacher was not around, that I could speak to the assistant head teacher. That is, see, this explain I'm telling you, that is why as a parent, you must not be too cool. You must not be too cool, regardless of where you find yourself in the world. Even if you're back home in Nigeria, if they bring madness come, tell them, say you be house of madness. I stormed the school straight away. I demanded to speak to the head teacher because she was the one I saw when I was enrolling my children. And this happened in the east end of Glasgow. And as a Nigerian, if you're moving to Scotland or if you're moving to Glasgow, avoid east end of Glasgow at all costs. Okay? For all of my new Jackpedians that are just arriving in Scotland, avoid east end of Glasgow at all costs. So I stormed the school straight away. And the following day, and I asked, can I speak to the head teacher? She's not around. And I was like, okay, I need to speak to somebody right now. And then the assistant head teacher, what happened? And I said to her that, well, my children got home yesterday and I was told somebody racially abused my child. I want to know why I was not notified. I want to know how that issue was dealt with. And she was like, oh, yes, mind you, by then, my daughter was 8 years old. She was in primary 3 or primary 4. Very quiet. You know, my oldest, she's very, 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 very quiet. Even till now, she's very, very, very quiet. And I was like, I really want to know why, as a parent, I was not notified and what is actually going to happen to the said person that racially abused my child. So she said, oh, yes, it happened during breakfast in the morning. and that it was a dinner lady that observed what happened, and the dinner lady, and I want to applaud that dinner lady that saw everything that happened and called the attention of somebody to it. So she called the attention of a staff member to it, and they took the matter to the head teacher. And then the assigned teacher said, "Oh, so um we spoke to your daughter," and I'm like, "Excuse me, you spoke to my daughter, 8 years old? Like, make it make sense. You did not call me as a parent to notify me, and you had the audacity to call my child to speak to her? That was wrong. You had no right whatsoever to have spoken to my child. I expected you to have called me as a parent to let me know what happened, and then I'll come into school and collect my child and take her away from that situation." She was like, we spoke to her and we asked her if she wants to go home or stay in school, and she said she wants to stay at school. And I was like, seriously? I went mad. And that was when I stopped her, saying, "What? You did not call me to notify me of what happened. And you said you spoke to my child, and she said she would rather stay at school, an 8-year-old. And I'm like, all right, okay. As for the racist, what's going to happen to her? She cannot tell me because of, obviously, she's underage. And I'm like, okay. And you all know racism is a learned behavior. A child who will go out and racially abuse another child, be rest assured that he or she's family are racist already, because you don't bond people with it. It's a learned behavior. Okay? So she said, no, she's not going to be able to tell me what happened, blah, 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 blah. I was not happy. I left it. And that day, I think it was 2 weeks before the school was meant to close for summer holiday. That day, I took my children out of that school. So I had my daughters, my 2 daughters and my son. I took them away from that school, and they never went back there. With that, I took them back to our old area where we are now living now. The school they were attending before we moved away, I took them back to that school. I was happy driving on that motorway very early in the morning to go drop them at school. And as a woman with children, learning to drive is one of the good gifts you can ever give yourself. Mind you, I had 5 children and I have to go to work. I drop them at school. I do all of that. As a woman, learn to drive no matter how much it's going to cost you if you're in the abroad. Because most of the time, my husband was not always around. So I would leave home 6:45 in the morning. I have to start work at 8 o'clock. I decided to make that sacrifice. Yes, we moved to a beautiful house, beautiful place. But then people in that area, they are born racist. If you've ever heard of story of East Side of Glasgow, you don't want to live there if you're a black person. And there, yes, there are beautiful houses there. They're encouraging people to move there, but that area is a no-go if you want your peace and joy. It was the worst 4 years of my life. So when that then happened, I quickly called the school that I moved my children away when we're moving away home. I called the HR to say, "Oh, Mr. Hardy, he's retired now. That come, this was what happened." And they were like, "No, when me off the record, I told you, if you're going to put a child in a school, regardless of where you find yourself in Glasgow, if the ethnicity is not 50-50, if there's not 50% of black, either whatever combination that is going to make black children, if the population of that school is not 50-50, 50-50 says Scottish children and 50-50 all ethnicity, if it is not the same, do not put your child there." That was what that teacher told me off record. Let me read comment and then we'll continue with this story. The situation, Adebimpe said, this situation happened back in the days when I was in secondary school. So that person, told me that if the population is not 50-50, do not put your child. And I'm like, okay, now it's late. This happened. And you were like, okay, that is going to try and register my kids back. But because we are living in a entirely different area, if a new family moves to that area, my children will lose that space. I was going into fasting and praying, saying that, oh, please, I pray no new family move into that area. So luckily for me, no new family moved into that area, which means my children could have that space. So I moved them back. I was driving half an hour on motorway every morning. I would leave home 6:45 in the morning, drop them at school at 7:15, and then I would go and drop my youngest at nursery at 7:30. From there, drive to work, and I start work at 8 o'clock in the morning. So that was what I was doing for 4 years. Eventually, we were able to get an accommodation to move back to this area, which is the west end of Glasgow. Was I happy with what happened? No. I wrote the education minister and I pour out my disgust. And what that education minister was just yarning nonsense. She said, "Oh, that the school said they've spoken to the child." And I was like, "So you did not say anything wrong in the school speaking to my children without even me knowing about what happened?" And I was so mad. I was like, it is not only in the cases of emergencies that you call the parents. It is not in cases of emergency where they've spied your child or somebody, use knife on your child, that they should call parental. Look, if anything out of the ordinary happens to your child in school, they should call the parents. Adebipe said, Adebipe said, I think the comment you dropped was that this situation happened back in the days when I was in secondary school. Here in Nigeria or here, I mean back in Nigeria or here in the abroad, Adebipe. The comment before the last one. The comment you dropped before the last one was when I was in school, some of the punishment I received was cutting the grass. That was the one you dropped before the last one. Please, if you don't mind, Adebipe, type it back again and I'll try and read it. So I was so mad that the education minister was still saying nonsense. Her name was Maureen something. I was still not happy because I felt like the school deserved to apologize to me and to my children. And then I did not stop there. I went to my local house association, then my landlord, and I complained to say I want to move away, because that was merely 6 months after I moved into that area. I told them that I want to move back to the west. They were like, what happened? I told them, they were like, I should let them deal with the issue. So they contacted the school, they found out the parents of that child, and the housing, my landlord then wrote to say, we have contacted the parent of that child to say they will not tolerate such. For the fact that you are living in that community, you are their tenants. If any behavior is going to put another neighbor or another tenant into jeopardy, no, you will no longer be their tenant. That kind of like reassured me in a way, but I was still not happy with what the school did. And I was not happy with the education minister's response. So I wrote to the education ombudsman. I still have that letter. So if any of you is interested, I'm happy to paste it on my community so you can go and read. I contacted the education ombudsman and I sent an email. I complained about 4 things. They upheld 4 out of those things. You think it's a joke? Some of you just might say, oh, in the abroad, they don't discipline children. Yes, a child that's going to turn bad is going to turn bad, and a child that's going to turn out good is going to turn out good. I wrote to the education minister, education ombudsman. I laid out 6 complaints, and they upheld 4. They upheld 4 of my complaints. Does that make sense to you guys? I complained about 6 things. They agreed with 4 out of 6. Does that mean something to you guys? And then a stupid government, whatever, said they should go and bury a child. That have they even notified the parents of what happened at school? Have they even called the parents to say he's now in the hospital? And I would imagine that it's the parents, even when they took him to the hospital, I would imagine that it would be the parents that are paying for his hospital bills. It's the audacity of those people saying that they should go and bury the child. And I think, so, like I've always said, so many things has to change when it comes to Nigerian education system. The teachers we have now in Nigeria, they are not teachers. They are oppressors. They are angry people. Their minimum wage cannot feed them. So person that is angry cannot be a teacher. If you don't have a patience, I once applied to become a teacher here in the UK. I already started my training. Now me, jejely, because I know I don't have patience to deal with and don't get me wrong, some students can be very, very unruly. I cannot afford to, to be sent to jail for raising my voice as a child. I was in like maybe 3rd term of that teaching training. I withdrew myself from that course. Because all of the things they were teaching, 6 scenarios, I'm like, nah, I'm not cut out for this job. I can't be a teacher. I'm too strict to be a teacher. So people in Nigeria, they will beat you. And to hell with this now one person born picking, the entire community will look after him. No. Don't beat my child. If I have not given you the authority to do so, don't touch my child. Don't touch my child. 164 strokes of cane. Beating a child as if it was your mate. You were fighting in a boxing ring. Guys, I'm so upset about this matter. I'm so upset. And I'm glued to Just Adetone's page to find out to look out for what she finds out. Like I said, Ben Samuel, me and you on this street of YouTube, you will not rest. And people in the comments, I'm going to read the comments and then we'll round up from here. My opinion, that teacher must be arrested. The principal must be arrested. Any other teacher that was there, that witnessed everything, must be arrested. And the only thing that I would ask is the big punishment called yegi fun, especially the teacher. I don't care if it's a male or a female. The only justice that they would get for that child is called yegi fun into no more. Call Yegifun. That's his only thing. That will be the only thing, because 164 strokes of cane. Do you guys know what one stroke of cane on the skin is? Do you know what it feels like? I remember the one that my uncle gave me years ago. I've still got a scar from there. Until tomorrow, nothing will make me speak to that my uncle. Till tomorrow. And I'm sure his children will watch my video. They know I'm on YouTube. My cousins will watch. Till tomorrow, I am not talking to that uncle of mine. I am not talking to him. And at some point, I was so mad at my dad, because my dad gave him the opportunity to do so. I'll share a quick story. So there's one rule my mom has always stood by. Once any of my children are sleeping, please don't go and wake them up to go and send them on errands. My mom's always said that, and she's always said to us that, come, if any of you sleeping and one person asks her, go and wake your sister up or go and wake your brother to go and send them on errands, tell them my mom said, if any of us they sleep, no come wake us up. So it happened that evening I was already asleep. UK family said 6 months exactly. That was just exactly all this frustration on the child. So I was already sleeping that evening, and my younger sister, our last born, she came to wake me up, and I was so mad, like, did you not hear what she woke me up? That I was so mad, like, that why are you waking me up? And she was like, so uncle said we should come and go and buy something for him. And I'm like, did you not hear what mom said, that if we are sleeping, if anybody asks us to come and wake us, that you should not. So I was so mad that I pushed her away. Obviously, she went to complain to my uncle that she said to me that why did I come to wake her up? And then my uncle screamed. You need to hear the way he screamed my name. And I came out. And he was like, who am I? To say that I was like that. No, that I was already sleeping. And my parents already said that if we are sleeping, nobody should come and wake us up to send us anywhere. And while I was talking, my dad came in and asked what happened. And obviously then my uncles were using remote control for my dad, because there was nothing. They would come and collect money from my dad. I'm still asking for 500 naira to buy books. My uncles would be there asking for 20,000, 50,000. My dad would give my uncle 50,000. Me, I'm asking for 5,000 naira. My dad would tell me to go and meet my mom. But then he's just giving my uncle 50, 70,000 in my presence. So that was how I knew that they were using remote control for my dad, because my dad had money. Then. And my dad was like, what happened? So it was what he had to say that my dad listened to. And this my uncle brought out cane. Then my mom had a store. So my mom sells all these cane brooms. It took one of the cane my mom was selling. And my mom was like, Baba MC, don't use that. I'm selling that cane. Don't touch my product. My mom tried all she could. And my mom already said that, no, you can't touch her. That was what she's already said, that, no, if any of my children are sleeping, don't wake them up. Because you can wake a child up to send them on an errand. What if she's sleepwalking? She sleepwalks to go and enter somewhere, and somebody hijacks her. And that time in Shangisha, we have like recurring cases of armed robber and stuff like that. This my uncle beat me in the presence of my dad. Till tomorrow, I swear to God, if that my uncle, may God give him long life. Oh, if he passes away tomorrow, I will not mourn him, and I will not attend his burial. He has his own children, and we are not in good terms either. He has his own children. He has 2 children, and we are not in good terms either. You keep your own children in the city they have with their mom. You now come and do Dali Mosho Babandagbe in Lagos, and you want to come and be sending me about everywhere. I've still got that scar here. Alibimpe said, trust me, he stopped beating us students after that. You will see him in front of the school gate way back in those days, which is fake smile, looking forward to beating us. There was another teacher I hated so much like that when I was in secondary school. This one cannot teach. It was meant to be our math teacher. He cannot teach nothing. He was one of the teachers that made me dislike mathematics till tomorrow. All he knows how to do is walk about with cane. Any single thing he gives you, whip, whip. And I was so lucky that throughout my secondary school, I was never in trouble. Like, I don't go doing what I'm not supposed to do. There was a time we had a massive punishment. It was because some happening girls in my group, in my sets, were running out of school to go Fl3gged. And then when they realized that it was a big thing that some of the girls in our group were doing, they punished all of us SS3 then. Yeah, we're in SS3 then. They gave us compulsory 3 weeks off. And after the end of the 3 weeks, if you are coming back to school, come with your parents. I've never been suspended. I've never been in a teacher's case like that. Except for one or two teachers that say, if you don't buy my book, I will not mark your assignment. You must buy this book. And when you buy the book, you must submit it with your assignment. And they will still beat us on top. The book where we no need. The book that is not on the list of the things that we needed for that session. The teacher will come and sell us home economics textbook. Why are we buying home economic notes that you wrote when there's home economics textbook that we can buy? When there's government textbook that we can buy from the bookshop? And my dad does not know. When it comes to textbook, my dad will buy me English textbook, mathematics textbook, home economics textbook. No, not home economics textbook, and government textbook. Those 4 textbook, my dad doesn't joke. He buys me at least, if I give him 8 list of books, he buys me 4 out of it. So, looking back, maybe I shouldn't blame him when I'm coming with, my teacher said I should buy this book. My teacher said I should buy this book that he wrote. My papa no dey give me money for those kind of books because he already bought me the textbook that we're supposed to buy. So why is your teacher selling a journal that he wrote? So many things has to change in the Nigerian education system. It's high time all this beating, punishment, it's high time it stops. It has to stop. Now a child is gone. A child his parents will never see again. And I'm like, as always, news media, they are not carrying it. It's only gossip pages on Instagram that is carrying it. I think it's only Instablog that has reposted it. It's only Instablog that has reposted it. And most of the comments here, like, is the teacher, have they pied the teacher already? That's what the people in the comment section are saying. That's what people are saying, that have they pied the teacher already? Because that is the kind of jungle justice that they should give. That's what all the comments in here. That's what majority of the people are saying. And people are like, how can you beat a child 164 times? Where is his humanity? My heart is broken. I have given up on humanity. And people have they've tagged the likes of harassing Guamishu to step in as well. They've tagged there's somebody at the door. They've tagged Very Dark Man as well. You know? And this stupid Ben Samuel, he just keeps dropping the same comment everywhere. Same thing. Are we gonna listen to this influencer? Like, mind your bloody business. Mind your bloody business. Anyway, guys, I just thought I should come here. Like, as a parent, wherever you find yourself, you have to be a very, very fierce parent. You have to be a very, very fierce parent. God forbid any of this happens to me or any of my family member. I swear to God, I will go to jail. I will go to jail. Now, me say will carry out jungle justice. I am praying God comfort the family of this boy, wherever they are. And I pray the justice we want for that boy is gotten. And that government official, I want that government official that said they should go and bury the child should be named and shamed, sacked, and lose his or her pension. Because if you don't get pension where you go to, fat money where you go collect now, their brain will reset. Absolutely happy. My sleep was disturbed last night because I kept thinking about it. My sleep was disturbed last night. My sleep was disturbed last night. I could not sleep. I kept thinking about it. Like, how can you beat a child? The child fell. You thought he was joking. You didn't think to get help for him. He banged his head. He got to an hospital, declared dead, and a stupid egot or moron, dingbat, said they should go and bury the child. Like a nobody. Somebody that has somebody's child. Guys, no, I don't want to say too much. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining this live stream. I'll leave your thought and opinion in the comment section, because if I go on and on, that Mr. Ben Samuel, I will keep cursing you. I will keep cursing you. Guys, if I find an update from Just a Little about this case, I'm going to be bringing it back, okay? I'm going to be bringing it back. I really want to see what's going to happen. And obviously, like somebody said, that the police, once they get involved, everything will just fall yakata. Everything would, if Nigerian police gets involved in anything, you don't get justice. You don't get justice. And I'm hoping that if eventually they involve them, they should not be allowed to investigate this matter alone. Other bodies should join them, because this has to stop. Because if this is meant to go the way it's going, many more of it is going to happen. some frustrated people will come out and pour their frustration on some people's children. And if teaching job does not pay you, find something else to do. Find something else to do. An innocent child, just because of what is jokingly said. And what is jokingly said is not far from the truth. You'll be surprised that at the end of the school time, all the bucket and brooms that they ask us to bring, you see them sharing it amongst the teachers. That's what they do. Because you can imagine if there's 30 students in a class and all of us bring one bucket, we bring one broom, we bring one dustbin, we bring one this. How many do we want to use in a year? And at the end of the school time, you see them sharing it amongst all the primary school teachers. That's what they do. That's what they do. That's what they do. All I know is if you have a hand in making another parent cry over their child, same thing is going to come back to you. And if you are rejoicing because another mother is mourning their child, same is going to happen to you. Either you are a mother or a father that is laughing or saying, hey, this is an influencer, same is coming back to you. Karma is real, okay? Karma is real. And if it is good things you know how to do, keep at it because God never leaves his own people. And if it is bad thing, if it is bad thing you like go doing, wait, the table is going to turn. And when it turns, it's going to turn real good. And then people said, this is so painful, very sad, and justice is not guaranteed. Exactly, that's the annoying thing. Justice is not guaranteed. Justice is not guaranteed. That's why I'm so mad. I'm so mad in my spirit. Justice is not guaranteed. It's a different case if, okay, this happened, yeah, we know that it'll be just, but in this case, justice is not guaranteed. And as it is going, if the family of this boy notices that anything is being fishy, they should go and test a labor. Let the person be barking like a dog for the rest of his life. That can be done as well. I don't believe in juju, but in this matter, let them do it. If police will not bring justice for the child, right, let the parent go in that route. Kishop Monoma Lekiri. Let God of Shango be following that person up and down with cutlass. Abby said that year a couple of children died in the hands of teachers. Yes, there was another one. I think somebody was saying in the comment section that can you now see why a parent went into a school one day to go and there was a video I saw of a parent that went mad to the school because the school beat his child, and people were blaming the parent. I'm like, why would you blame the parent? Like, if my child has done something, why do you think you have to beat my child to that extent? No, don't. If you mean you're going to exclude that child in class, exclude the child, but don't put your hand on my children. There's been so many cases like that. So many cases. Abby said that year a couple of children died in the hands of teachers, and all what happened. Exactly. So there's a post here. This post said, now you can understand the frustration of that father who went to school to confront the teacher who flogged his child. And me said, I will turn to Agbero. I will turn to Agbero with that teacher. I will wait for you. Maybe you go finish teacher for that. You go finish teaching for the school, Abby. You walk or you go home. Except you want to split for that school, because I will wait at the gate for you. I will wait at the gate for you. Go and pay for area boys. How many of them? Get like 10 of them. If I give them for 5K each, they will follow me. They will do what I tell them to do. And they will teach you a good lesson. All the comments in here, all they are asking is the teacher already in the mortuary? That's what they are asking. That's what they ask. Let me go back to just Ayetone's page to see if there's any update before we go. Because she was on her way to Abeokuta yesterday. So there's no update on her channel, on her page yet. I'm going to drop a comment. Any update yet? I'm going to drop a comment there. We need to know what's going to happen. So no updates so far from her yet. But anyway, guys, if I find any update, I'm going to be back here, okay? UK family said, teachers need to be addressed very well on this beating of students. No parent will accept you flogging their children. They need to stop it. They need to stop it. If any child wants to pour out that frustration, let them go and beat an Agbero on the street. Go and pour your frustration on another Agbero, that both of you will match each other. Not a defenseless kid. Not a defenseless child. You know what, guys? I'm just going to put this live stream to an end. Thank you so much, each and every one of you who have been here. I really appreciate you all. And like I said, hello, Lajimake. I'm just finishing. And if you're going to be watching this video again from the beginning, please feel free to drop your opinion in regards to what has been discussed. Share your experiences as well. And like I said, I am team, like, beating of children in school should stop. It must stop. Because a parent cannot also, like, give birth to a child, be asking to send that kid to school, and only for you to send a dead child back home to them. In fact, they are not even planning on sending this child dead back home to them. They are planning to go and put the child in the ground without the knowledge of the child. And if the parents come to the school to come and ask, where's my child? They will now say the child did not turn up at school today. Or the child finished school and left. That's when you come and start coming with stories to cover up their bad attitude, to cover up for the bad things they've done. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate you all. Thank you, Abby, for joining me. Every one of you out here, I really appreciate you all for joining me. I will see you later on about 7 o'clock tonight. I've got another live stream. And like I said, if you're new to this channel, welcome. And if you're just joining this live stream, please feel free to watch from the beginning. Drop your thoughts and opinion in the comment section. And I shall see you guys later, okay? Exactly. Report parents to their children. Don't eat people's children. Simple. Simple. When their parents come, if you miss, you need to start writing jota of what they've been doing. Start writing jota of what they're doing. When their parents come, and the jota to their parents. This is what your child has been doing. Leave the disciplining to the parents. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you guys later. All right. Bye. I say it's not in your place as teacher. Send exactly if they annoy you to that extent that you can't stand them, send them home. Or contact the parents to come collect their child. So at least you are not only saving your own, you are not only saving the child from your wrath, but you're also saving yourself from buying somebody else's child. If the child misbehaves to an extent that you can't handle them being in class, contact their parent to come collect their child. Anyway, guys, thank you. See you later.